Hey y'all, it's Wild Riley, and I thought I'd make a quick video this morning. And it has to do with planting your trees and starting your investments. Once upon a time I heard that it was the best time to plant a tree is 5 years ago. But the second best time to plant a tree is right now. I kind of think that's a good one, but I kind of think it's the best time is now, and the current you takes care of the future you. So get those trees in the ground, get those plants started. This rosemary bush was the first real plant that I stuck in the ground here, and it's doing great. Just tons of rosemary. And planting a tree is like planting equity into the ground. It keeps growing in value, and then getting bigger and more productive as you water it and care for it. Then pretty soon you can kind of ease up on the watering plan and produce yourself a lot of fruit and veggies too. And that's part of your food forest, is you want to get those trees in the ground. Once you do, you can use those trees every time you prune them to clone them. And that's kind of what I do. And then I also like to maximize space. So, little baby pomegranate moved into a larger pot, and then it's not going to grow much for the rest of the year. We get a little bit more growth out of it probably, but the tips are all seared off from the heat, and so it's just going to swell out. So in the meantime, I'm going to utilize this soil. The figs too. Figs are kind of reaching, kind of spindly. I had to add some soil to the top of the pot. You can utilize that for growing. A little bit of cacti, a little bit of pomegranates and apples and figs. Kind of my mixed, this is my kind of mixed aisle. All from clones, right? You have to clone stuff. It's too expensive to buy everything one by one, unless you do it in big blocks like this. And then a guy like me would probably give you a discounted rate, because I got to sit down here and water them several times a week and fertilize them and care for them. And as soon as I sell them, then that's it. Then I don't have to bother with them anymore, even though I enjoy it. So you got your Pinot Noir. Here's a few more. 120 Pinot Noir. It's a good sized block for some well-to-do individual. A few more pomegranates just to fill in the rest of the space. And they kind of start out like this. Well, this is actually the second iteration, where you would take your scion, clone it, and then transfer it from the cloning tub into these 1 gallons. Let them root out, and then transfer from there to those bigger pots. Believe it or not, the pots and the soil are the big bottleneck, not propagating the plants. I mean, a lot of the propagation has to do with timing. I like to get it done right before they start budding, new leaves in the early spring, late winter. But yeah, the pots are the big bottleneck. Same thing with bees. Getting your bee boxes, your beehives are a big bottleneck. But once you get your genetics, then you can propagate them and grow them out. This is a clone from that lemon tree over there. And now it's growing here and a couple other spots on the yard. So now's the time. Now's the time to get your genetics, get them rooted into the soil. Here's a little peach tree I bought for the genetics. My last peach tree didn't make it. But here's a clone from the peach tree that didn't make it. So even though I didn't, I lost my main peach tree, I didn't lose it completely, because I cloned it. Had it growing in another spot in a pot in the yard. So hope you take this to heart. The best time to plant a tree is actually today. And the second best time to plant a tree is 5 years ago, because there ain't no time like the present.